Hello, it's Rebecca and today is another book review day, and this is my 14th book for the BookaShelf 2016 reading challenge. I will leave a link down below in the description to explain what the challenge is about, but it's to read 26 books over the year and each book comes from a different category, which is alphabetised. So the book that I've been reading comes from the category of G, a ghost story. So I have been reading Can You Hear Me by Kendal. So I will read you the blurb and then talk to you about the book. It sounded like a boy's voice, distant but clear. Leah jerked back, hitting her head on the wall for the second time that night. She knew she was awake this time. "Don't shout or anything. Just nod if you can hear me," said the voice. When the ghost of a boy appears in her bedroom, Leah finds out he lived in the house in the 1970s. But how did he die? And why does nobody seem to know he is dead? Leah's attempts to unravel the truth lead her into unexpected danger. Bum, bum, bum. So this is a children's book, although quite frightening. I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm not a huge ghosty person. I don't really read ghost stories. And I bought this at the library. I think it was in my filler bag for £1 thing. So I bought this book. And as you know, I do like reading children's books, so, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And this one was quite good and quite gripping and quite exciting. And for a children's book, I thought there was quite a lot of adult themes in it. So that was a little bit strange. I don't know how I would have fared reading this as a child. So Leah lives in a house with her parents, and at the beginning of the book, they are fixing the house up. They are rebuilding and knocking things down, and there's tarpaulin everywhere, and they don't have a kitchen, and it's all a little bit all over the place. And one night she is in her bedroom and she hears something. And at the beginning I was reading this at night, which was very silly because, as I've said many times, I get quite scared quite easily and I don't watch horror films at night, so why I was reading a ghost story at night is beyond me. And I was sitting in bed and it was dark and it was talking about how things were moving ever so slightly and she was hearing things ever so faintly, and I had to put it down because it actually frightened me, even though I don't believe in ghosts, but it really kind of creeped me out. And all these strange little things are happening where the phone rings and there's somebody there but she can't work out who it is, and she dials 1471 and it's come from her mobile phone or her mum's mobile phone, I can't remember, one of the two. It's come from a mobile phone in the house, but the whole family was in the living room. So all of this kind of is quite freaky and quite frightening. And then she finds out it's the voice of a young boy, and he died. He lived in the house years before, and she wants to know how he died, but he won't tell her. And as they're kind of renovating the house and the builders are in and they're sorting out the garden, she finds little things. She finds this boy's school uniform and a school book and clues to who he is, because he won't tell her. He doesn't explain why he won't tell her. Every time she asks, he seems to disappear. And she can't tell anybody because she knows no one's going to believe that there's a ghost in her bedroom that talks to her. And as we go through the book, she picks up all these clues and she puts them together, and she finds out this boy went to her school, and she enlists the help of a friend, but not explaining why. She just says she wants to find out the history of her house. And it gets very dark and sinister, and this is where I say there are a lot of quite adult themes, because it turns out that the boy's father was extremely abusive and used to beat up the boy's mother. And you're thinking, what has happened to this boy? The father told everybody that the boy and the mother moved away, but how could they have moved away when the ghost of the boy is still in the house? And she just wants to know how he died, and she goes on this quest to find out. And for a young girl, I think she's about 12, she goes on quite a confident trek to find out the truth. And it's all very dark and sinister, and terrible things start to happen. And it is quite frightening, not in the ghostly sense, but in the sense of how people behave and people's reactions to things. And oh my goodness. So for a children's book, this was quite dark and quite deep. And although the main character was a child, I was kind of focusing on the adults around her and the behaviours and the things that people do. And it was really, really good. So don't let it put you off that it's a child's book, because like I say, it covers a lot of themes and it is very exciting and very frightening on more than one level. As a child, you'd probably be scared of the ghosts. As a grown-up, I'm scared of the adults. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Glad I picked it up and glad I read it. So if you'd like to hear any of my other book reviews, then please subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every time I've read a book or done something bookish or writing-ish. So if you're interested in any of those things, then please subscribe and I will see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.